Yeah, we are here for the Dubai Expo. So a lot of interesting things happening here.
Yes, sir.
So we will start sharply at 9:30, Sanjay. By 9:35, Ramanathan sir agreed to join, and we'll start sharply at 9:30.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So Sanjay sir, what's time it is in Dubai?
Uh, it's about 8 a.m.
Did we cause you to wake up early?
No, that's okay.
Great, great. After this event, you must be getting a hectic day to go ahead with.
Yeah, actually, I think it's going to be a pretty hectic day. And la yesterday was also a pretty long day. I think, we just closed our session yesterday at like 3:30 in the morning. So
Mm.
it's been a pretty interesting scene of events. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's how it goes every time. We also used to conduct it offline, and this used to be 48 hours event. So we barely used to get sleep of 1 or 2 hours. So this time it's online. So it's going to be same for us, but I think participants will have an opportunity, just to go to bed. They are all working from home.
I think hackathons are super fun, especially, it reminds me of the college days where you don't sleep and, you just keep building
Yeah.
stuff and, something comes out in a shortest period of time. I think, it's a really, uh, I think it's a very good thing.
Yes, yes, yes. We are also missing our offline audience, because in online, obviously there are limitations attached to it. So better luck next time.
Yeah.
All right, sir, I think we'll begin with the session. It's almost time.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Welcome to NASA Space Apps Challenge 2021, an international hackathon for coders, scientists, designers, storytellers, makers, builders, technologists, and others in cities around the world, where a team engage the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's free and open data to address the real-world problems on Earth and on space. It's a 48-hour challenge. Opportunity is here, knocking your door. Step on it. It's here to enrich one's own space of wisdom and knowledge. Space Apps Challenge 2021 is special because it is our 10th annual event. Our theme is the power of 10. As a part of Space Apps Challenge, you are a part of global hackathon community that embraces collaboration across borders, sectors, and cultures to bring about paradigm-shifting innovation. Welcome. SpaceUp India is India's first one-stop platform for all space-related programs. It works in three verticals: research, development, and education. It's a group of space enthusiasts, researchers, scientists, and entrepreneurs trying to create a super active space community and ecosystem in India to help spread space technology to the masses. Space Up India 2021 is organized by someone, a startup based out of Hyderabad. It is a product-based company founded by Katapalli Sai Kiran and Rapolu Narendra Krishna on 18th April 2016. Working on the Sindhu application, which is an EdTech product, and every year someone does two events: NASA Space App Challenge and E-Summit in Tier 2 and Tier 3 colleges to encourage young entrepreneurs. Gold Street is a technology platform which is a one-stop solution for a career aspirant for his career needs by enabling exposure to Industry 4.0, entrepreneurial initiatives, and sustainable development goals. We have amazing set of partners: Space Up India, Somewhat, Gold Street, RICH, DST, AICDSU, Dhruva, Women Innovator, KGS Advisors, Outshade Digital India, Ideovator, ICSL, iHub, PI, Vibha. Institutional partners: Bharati Vidyapeeth's College of Engineering, Dayananda Sagar University, Geetam University, Mahindra University, Vagdevi College of Engineering, Assam Women University. Thank you for your support and welcome to be a part of India's largest space tech hackathon. Welcome. Earth is a small town with many neighborhoods in a very big universe, says Ronald J. Gurn, NASA astronaut. SpaceUp's Challenge 2021 is ready to gear and strike the skies with over 600 participants from other states and colleges who have enrolled with their own interest. I, Shubhashri P, welcome you all. We're waiting for our chief guest.
So let's continue with the agenda.
So is Ramanan sir joining?
Yeah, mostly in 5 minutes. He just texted me.
I request our NASA Space App lead, Mr. Keshav, to take over the session.
Yeah, sure. So warm welcome to everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is nice to see you, all of you, in this new setup. And it is also a great determination that in spite of getting hit by pandemic and certain other challenges, we are being located in different cities. We still made up to this event, although online, but efforts and everybody's determination is really appreciated. So thank you so much for joining in. And while we are waiting for our guest to join in, Mr. Ramanan, uh, I would just like to brief you about the Space App Challenge, especially to our guests. So, as Subhashri has already briefly mentioned about this event, so in this event, NASA throws about 25 to 30 challenges every year, and these challenges are not the imaginary or fancy challenges. These are real world problems that currently we are facing related to space technology and related to Earth. So uh, these 30 challenges are usually categorized into 5 different categories, and different categories are divided into Earth science, space science, traveling issue, environmental issue, and so on. So our participants get 48 hours to find out some solution, come up with the best ideas, and this event is going to happen simultaneously around across 150 countries around the globe. So obviously all of these countries start at different time zone, but we try to finish at the same time. And we also get an opportunity to interact with the participants in located in other countries as well. So all in all, every year about 80,000 students participate in this event. So it's a huge platform for collaboration of science community and coming up with amazing solutions like 150,000 projects every year. So great intellectual property collection for NASA. So, yeah, so I can see we have our guest, Mr. Ramanan. Good morning, sir. Namaste, sir. Good morning. So, Subhashri, I would hand it over to you to felicitate.
I, Shivashri P, take privilege in welcoming the chief guest, Mr. Ramanan Ramanathan, former first mission director at the Innovation Mission and former additional secretary at NITI Aayog. Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you here.
Thank you.
I welcome the guest of honor, Ms. Tripti Somani, founder of KGS Advisor and Women Innovator. Welcome, madam. I welcome Mr. Sanjay Nekkanti, founder of Dhruva Space. Welcome, sir. I welcome Deepika Joshi, director of Innovator Solutions. Hearty welcome, ma'am. I extend my welcome to Seshu Kandregula, COO of Goyal Street. Welcome, sir. I welcome Dr. KNB Murthy, Vice Chancellor of Dayanand Sagar University. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I welcome Mr. Sai Kiran Kattapalli, Space App India lead. Warm welcome, sir. And I welcome the Space App India lead, Mr. Keshav Tiwari. Hearty welcome, sir. And I extend my warm welcome and wishes to all the coordinators, volunteers, students, and most importantly, the stars of this event, the participants and audience. Welcome to this innovative 48-hour challenge, NASA Space Apps 2021. Welcome all. I request Mr. Sai Kiran Kattapalli to address the audience.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries. Thank you for accepting our invitation. This is the 7th edition of NASA Space App Challenge conducted by Space App India and SUMVN. This is the 10th edition of NASA Space App Challenge. Around 2,300 students has been participating in this hackathon from 4 locations. And I expect like at least one global nominations this year, just like the previous years from 2020 and 2018, we got an invitations from NASA. Our students get selected to NASA. So this year too, we expect at least one global nominations. And I extend my warm, wishes to all the participants. And this is the great platform. So thank you, and I thank all the guests for accepting our invitations and to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our chief guest, Mr. Ramanathan, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Shubhashri, and good morning to everybody who have logged onto the call. Special good morning to everyone on the occasion of Mahatma Gandhi's birthday and birth anniversary. It is indeed a wonderful occasion on which to be able to address all of you and have a chance to interact with you on this very important challenge that has been floated and which is going to trigger a tremendous amount of creative thinking on behalf of all the participants. But before I proceed ahead, let me first wish that all of you are hale and hearty in spite of this very difficult COVID-19 circumstances, and that all of you are following the necessary safeguards advocated by your local institutions, by your local health authorities, and by the local government. Indeed, Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change that you want to see." And in this world of ours, and in the present times, change is the only constant that we are able to observe. There is tremendous change in the air. There is tremendous change in what is happening in the world around us. We are being shaped by many forces, some of them very positive and some of them negative. But in the light of all the changes that are happening, there is also a tremendous opportunity for every one of us to be the participants and be active participants in creating the change that we want to see. That is what the great Mahatma said. And he lived his life and showed others the way of how you can be the change that you want to see. To be the change that you want to see, you have to be able to exert your creative capabilities, your passion, your interests, your innovative nature that is inherent as a part of you, to be able to leverage all the things that you see around you and the facilities and the resources that are being made available to you to make a positive impact on the world. The great Steve Jobs said that let us all leave a ding in the universe. And my dear young participants and all the mentors and the teachers and the faculty and the authorities from Space Lab and all the partners in this NASA Space Lab Challenge, I think we have a tremendous opportunity to be able to leverage what we call in our country as a demographic dividend. We are a country which is very young. We have 1.3 billion people, and there are only 7 billion people in the planet. And 65% of our country is under 35 years old. Now that's a tremendous youthful energy that is available to every one of us in our country and that is coursing through the nation to be able to make an impact, to be able to leave a ding in the universe, as Steve Jobs said. But in order to be able to do that, we need to be able to provoke everyone into innovative thinking. And that is where I compliment all of you who have organized this Space App Challenge, the NASA Space App Challenge, to be able to unleash that creativity and provoke you into innovative thinking of how you can leverage emerging technologies to be able to solve the problem. What is the problem? The problem is a very nice problem to have. We want to explore and search for new frontiers that have never been explored before, leveraging technology. And that is the frontier of space. We all have, right from our birth, gazed at the stars in the universe, gazed at the sun and the skies, and often wondered how it would be to be closer to them than where we are. Now, fortunately, over the last several hundred years of civilization or thousands of years of civilization, we are at a point where we are able to achieve our exploration curiosity and translate it into potential solutions, not only for ourselves, but for the world around us. So the Space App Challenge, in a way, enables you to explore new frontiers in space. Search for new frontiers that have never been explored before, or as a Star Trek very movie that has, or the serial that has gripped all of you in our past, it says, go where no man has ever gone before. And so, my dear students who are all participating in this hackathon, you have an opportunity to go where no one has gone before. And that is where your imagination takes you. Now, why has space become so important? Of course, it has been in the news over the last couple of years. But India has always had this fascination with astronomy, with astrology, with the stars, with the universe. And our great ancient texts always highlighted a mathematical study of the universe. Even when we talk about horoscopes and so on, there is a lot of mathematical embedded in that particular science. Now, all of us have an opportunity because technology has become a great leveler. It has become affordable, accessible, available, and advanced. It is changing the way you are experiencing the world and the way the world is experiencing you. No wonder now you have space tourism, which has become possible. You have had 2 space shuttles and 2 space tourism expeditions, or actually 3 now, which have already gone into space. And what a wonderful view we get from space of this beautiful Earth. Now, that is the second point that I want to make. We have a wonderful planet, the only planet that we know that bears life. And we need to be able to sustain this life and to be able to sustain this planet. There is a tremendous potential for space technologies and space applications to be able to create a more sustainable world. Because operating from that vantage point, you are now able to see issues which you were not able to see before. How weather patterns are changing, how climate change is affecting our entire planet. How, for example, there are pockets of our beautiful land, even in India, which get affected by the monsoons, by the seas, by the lack of rain, the agricultural fields which need attention, the urban space planning or urban planning that needs to be done better. You get a bird's eye view of everything, and that becomes very important in being able to create a sustainable planet. So the potential for not only you having an opportunity to contribute to space technology, we want today to not only to be able to explore space, but to be able to reach distant planets. And there is already a lot of work going on of how do we reach Mars. We have already landed on the moon. And there is a tremendous opportunity of connecting this world together even better using satellite technology and communication technology. So the potential for you to be able to create impactful solutions, not only for ourselves, but for society and for countries, leveraging space technologies and space applications is tremendous. Now, we talk about a space app challenge. We're living in a world where technology, particularly software development, has reached unbelievable heights. We have technologies like 3D printing, robotics, IoT, miniaturized electronics, augmented virtual reality, which are now contributing to us to be able to all be woven together and fused together to create solutions that we have never thought before. And tying all of this is software engineering, big data analytics. Now, when you are in space, you are able to gather a whole lot of data, imaging data, and many other forms of data that is captured from space and through our satellites. And it was so wonderful for us to hear in the United Nations address that the Honorable Prime Minister made just a few days ago, where he mentioned that India is on the brink of launching 75 satellites from students in universities out into space on our 75th Independence Day. Now, how amazing is that? And you, my dear students who are all part of this, are going to be an integral part of the innovations that will go into space, leveraging these satellites and creating space apps that is going to enable this launch of satellites to be useful to the rest of mankind. So you have a tremendous opportunity of big data analytics, software engineering, developing mobile apps, and so on, to see how you can leverage space data to be able to do solutions that will better our planet. The next important thing is that these applications will enable you to become more creative. As all of you are aware, I've been associated with the Atal Innovation Mission for the last 4.5 years. And during that time, what I have seen is an amazing growth of creativity and innovation in our young students. We have today more than 10,000 tinkering labs across our country. We have more than 100 incubators, 400 incubators in our country. We have more than 55,000 startups. And many of these startups are a combination of hardware, software, and various other technologies to be able to leverage space. The Indian government has opened up the space sector for private sector development. And that's a great opportunity for the private sector to now participate in the growth of space technologies. And we are now globally connected. The internet and global connections with global computing capabilities and cloud services is enabling us to make speedy advances and creative advances in the field of space apps and the application of space technology. Name any vertical in the country, whether it is an agricultural vertical or transportation vertical or urban housing and development or water management or waste management. Space technology and space apps are going to enable us to be able to solve these very intractable problems. And that is why the alignment of space technology and space applications with sustainable development goals of our planet makes so much sense and is a real reality that we are talking about. We have the ability to be able to maintain the 17 sustainable development goals that the United Nations has asked every country to espouse. And that is possible if we leverage space technology creatively in order to be able to do that. And we have been talking, and the Honorable Prime Minister has been talking about what are the initiatives that is spurring entrepreneurship in our country. This is the opportunity, my dear young students who are participating in the Space App Challenge, for you to become potential entrepreneurs. What we need is to create a vibrant ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of our country. We have 1.4 million schools. We have 10,500 engineering and related institutions. We have 39,000 colleges, and we have 150 million young students like you entering into the workplace over the next 15 to 20 years. Now, isn't that an amazing strength that this country has? We have this demographic dividend, which is the envy of many a country. How do we leverage this in order to become entrepreneurs of the future? I'm sure that this Space App Challenge, the NASA Space App Challenge that is being launched, is one step towards you becoming an entrepreneur, a job creator, an innovator of the future. What we need is thousands of job creators, not just job seekers. This is not your passport into just getting into a good job. This is your passport into becoming a job creator of the future, an entrepreneur of the future. And therefore, if you look at the word space that I just elaborated, the S stands for a search into new frontiers. The P stands for the potential for applying space technology to a variety of solutions that the planet needs. The A stands for application development that all of you are going to get engaged in through this Space App Challenge. The C stands for creativity that needs to be unleashed from within you in order to be able to respond to this challenge. And the E stands for the entrepreneurs that we are going to create in the future through this Space App Challenge. I want to wish every one of you all the very best as you launch into this NASA Space App Challenge. And I can tell you, you have launched into an irreversible, exciting journey of innovation and entrepreneurship. A journey in which you will not look back, a journey which will only propel you forward. And as the great Abdul Kalam, who contributed so much to India as one of the foremost scientists that India has seen and the world has seen, as he said, dream big and you'll achieve great things. Dream small and you'll be limited by your own dreams. Space is that area which allows you to dream big. Nothing can be bigger than the universe. And your imagination sets the limit of how you can leverage space for the benefit of this beautiful planet. And as the great Swami Vivekananda said, if you have belief in 1,000 gods and goddesses, but do not have belief in yourself, you're doomed. So let us have all belief in ourselves that we, as we launch this space challenge and start creating applications for the same, that you can create an application that will make a difference. I'm sure you will. And again, as the great Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not till your goals are reached. So may I request every one of you, arise to the opportunity that space technology and the space sector offers for every one of you. Awaken from within you that talent, that innovative capability, that creativity that has always there been within you, but which now can find expression through addressing the challenges that this particular opportunity offers. And stop not till the goals of India and the universal goals of sustainable development is reached. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share a few thoughts on this occasion.
Thank you very much, sir. Your words were insightful. From saying that change is the constant and we need to start thinking about provoking the innovation in our life, and ending with beautiful quotes by Swami Vivekananda. That's indeed inspirational to start a day with on Gandhi Jayanti. Thank you so much for being here. I now would like to direct the session to Keshav Tiwari, Space App Lead. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Subhashri. Thank you. Welcome to all our guests. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And thank you so much for all the participants to join us in this online session. Thank you so much. Ramanan sir, your speech was truly amazing and it was really inspiring. So, sir, I have one question. Can we also conduct ISRO Space Apps Challenge?
Sure, we should. We should.
sir, we would need your support in this mission, I would say, because we are conducting space apps. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So we will keep in touch with you in this regard. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
So as we have talked about this event and Ramanan sir has beautifully explained what we are trying to achieve and what is the potential lying behind all of these efforts that we are making. Uh, so we feel glad that we are also part of this journey, and we are creating a platform for all the community leaders and the aspiring participants to connect with each other. So I would just briefly like to share this whole story because maybe that may inspire our participants who are still in college and who wants to achieve something and make an impact. So back in 2015, we were a bunch of space enthusiasts who were we were like 24, 25 years of age and bit clueless that what we are going to do in career, what we want to achieve. And until 24, 25 years of age, we had been following the paths told to us by our parents. So obviously they meant good for us, but at the same time we were not aware of what's new happening in the country. So then we got our jobs in Delhi, and so in one of the events, while we were still exploring that what we want to do, we always had this fantasy about astronomy, and there was nobody to guide us how to buy a good telescope and where to find the people community. Not much talks were going on, and we used to compare ourselves with the US where there were small communities. Then suddenly we got a luck. I got in touch with in one of the seminars. I got in touch with one of the persons, Abhijit. He just returned to India studying astrophysics, and then he was trying to work on a small satellite program. So uh, we had a very interesting conversation, and at the same time he told us about the various other platforms where these things are happening right under our nose, but it's just that we were not aware of it. So we got to know about NASA Space Apps Challenge, which is NASA's attempt to conduct an international science event to bring this science community together. And we applied there to conduct this event on behalf of them, and fortunately we got accepted, and that's how we began our journey. And I remember that in our first of the events, we only got 10 participants because we were poor in marketing campaigning. We were clueless what to do about this, and sometimes we also felt like that we are just wasting our time for nothing. But you know, then magic starts to happen. Those 10 participants which who participated, they were having the same kind of issues. They were facing the same kind of challenges that we were facing. They were also space science enthusiasts, but they didn't know where is the community, how we can engage with each other. So those 10 participants became actually our partners. So they were participant in 2015, but 2016 onwards they become our partner for Space Hub Challenge. And then, you know, this interesting analogy, when you go into the market, you talk to Mr. Dubeji. Mr. Dubeji will connect you to Mr. Sharmaji, and Mr. Sharmaji will connect to you to Mr. XYZ, and that's how chain starts building. So, and so we were reading about this networking concept in our MBAs and all those things, but we never had this practical experience. And here with the Space App Challenge, we were seeing this happening, and people were magically getting connected. And then we got in touch with space industry experts, and yeah, from there, so the journey is like in 2015 we were just 10 participants, and then in 2019 when the event was offline, we hit to more than 5,000 students participating across the country, across 14 cities around the country, at all the corners. And such is the determination of all the participants, and thanks to our guests also, thanks to our mentors also, that in spite of this changing pandemic and everything, we still managed to get online, conduct it online. This is second successive year where we are conducting this event online, and we have received more than 1,000 participants application, which is just amazing. So it doesn't really matter to them whether it is online or offline. The enthusiasm, the energy is still there. So yeah, so I feel so much grateful and so much lucky to be a part of this community and be a part of this chain to facilitate this event and make this happen. So thank you so much for everyone. I hand over to Subhashri. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your journey from where you were searching for opportunities and now you provide them. So I would quote it as a success indeed. Thank you for sharing that journey and thank you for providing the opportunity. I would now ask Sanjay Nekkanti, sir, to take over the session.
Thank you, Subhashri. Good morning, one and all. It's a great day to be a part of this initiative. I'm extremely happy that the space sector also early stage initiatives like this coming up. I say this because while one may think every second or third day a new hackathon or a business plan competition or accelerator is to be seen, the reality is that these initiatives have not extended much into the space sector in India so far. It is not because of neglect or lack of opportunities per se. India has only very recently taken the road of privatization of space and will soon be the way for all aspiring space entrepreneurs. So I started building satellites when I was 18 years old and still in college. So the motivation for me to start Dhruva Space was that we're a country with 1 billion people, but there's not a single private company that is trying to build space tech solutions for the global market. This was way back in 2009, 2010. So I wanted to start my company right out of college, but the readiness of the market to believe that a 21 or a 22-year-old can build high-tech solutions was literally non-existent back then. Today, the initiatives by the current Modi government, especially the Startup India initiative, have really enabled smaller companies to grow immensely at both domestic and global levels. And India is one of the fastest growing startup hubs in the world. So I think the first step to any great startup is an innovative idea. Since each one of you in the coming days or weeks is going to be working on refining your solution to the problems introduced in this hackathon, let me help you as little as I can today and here. I want you all to remember three things when you come up with any new idea. One is, the first one, ask yourself, would someone really be willing to spend their money to buy the solution? If I solve their problem, which could be any problem, am I making something easier for them for the right price? Is this really that is easy to use and understand? Uh, and if the idea works out, is it easy to scale this up, right? Because just solving a temporary problem is not sufficient. You need to look at the scalability of the idea, reaching lots of people, I would say. How many people can actually make use of this solution, and how much potential do I have to make an impact? And yeah, the most important one is, do I have the right team to pull this off? I think teams matter a lot, and I think today you can build a global team sitting at home. You could work with a lot of people distributed across the globe, and have an international team to really solve some great problems. So in addition to the above questions, I think it is important to also understand the space ecosystem landscape, especially in India. So let me just give you a very quick overview. So we have the private players, we have the government arms. So from a private player's perspective, we're all proud of ISRO's achievements, aren't we? Like, whenever there's a rocket launch, everybody is excited to, lock on to the TV and watch the launch. So over the last 30 to 40 years, I think there have been more than 300 to 400 small companies that have been supporting the Indian space program. Most of these companies are the backbone of the Indian space program. So, what you can look at is when you're trying to solve a problem at a global level, you could look at leveraging this ecosystem to put together a technology that will enable you to solve these problems faster, cheaper, and more reliably. So this is from the private player's perspective. Now you have the government arm. So you have the Indian Space Research Organization. You also have the commercial arm, which is the New Space India Limited. And now there's a regulatory body called InSpace, which is currently being formed. So I think, whatever space activity you take up, I think you could uh, take help of InSpace and ISRO and several of these organizations to meet some of your goals. So broadly looking at applications, right, you can split the industry into two variants. One is the upstream, the other one is the downstream. So upstream deals with all the manufacturing related aspects or everything in space. So, manufacturing of satellites, manufacturing of subsystems that go into satellites, human space flight, so on and so forth. Downstream deals with utilization of space assets to solve problems on ground. For example, using satellite data to make using that data and making decision intelligence in various industries, be it agriculture, finance, and several other domains. So I think the world is moving very, very fast. It is estimated that about 20,000 satellites will be launched in the coming 10 years. And this 20,000 number is a very, very conservative estimate. I think there are a few companies that have filed to launch more than 30,000 satellites just as a single company. So, now if you just look back, right, from the early 60s until early 2000s, there were probably about 5,000 satellites launched. Now, in the next 10 years, if people are talking about launching these tens of thousands of satellites, there needs to be a fundamental change in how you build satellites, how you launch them, and how you operate them. So this presents a great deal of opportunity for people to explore this domain and build solutions that can cater to the global market. So, I don't want to bore you any longer. I'd like to close with only a few short remarks. One key message, innovators, especially researchers and scientists, tend to get lost in their love of the invention. It is important to assess at each point the value add and utility of your invention. The larger picture may be fundraising, being a unicorn and global leader. But remember, the race to space is for advancing the civilization, and one should never lose focus of that. Uh, I think when we started off, we were India's first private company in 2012. Today there are several of them, and we really want more people to come. And what we're looking at is to work with a lot of young innovators and truly build some amazing technologies for the global market. And yeah, most importantly, guys, space is tough, but yeah, if you look at it from a different perspective, it could also be very easy. But what is very, very important is you have to be patient and you have to be persistent. Small things can lead to failures, but that should not bog you down from achieving your goal. And as Keshav mentioned, right, they started in 2015. They've been persistent. They're still doing what they always wanted to do. So I think that's a great deal of inspiration for all the people here today. And last but not the least, I think uh, Prime Minister Modi had actually mentioned about 75 student satellites being launched by next year. I think it presents a great opportunity. If most of you are students working in colleges across India, you could utilize this opportunity to look at building a satellite and launching it before August next year. I think we have Dr. Murthy from Dayanand Sagar College, where I think they're also working on a satellite mission. But just to give you a scale, I just wanted to show you what a small satellite looks like. And, it could be as small as this. So thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best, and looking forward to collaborating with someone and the team here, and also doing a Dhruva Space Apps Challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have represented everything in a chronological order, and the insights were wonderful. And we all had an opportunity to see how a prototype of that satellite looks. Indeed, that's a great opportunity given. Thank you so much for showing that. And now I would like to request Tripti Shinghal Somani ma'am to take over the session. Ma'am, over to you.
Hi everyone, and it was amazing to always listen to Ramanan ji, and it was great listening to enterprising Sanjay. And what he focused on is that you should not lose a track of just when you're innovating. And that's what definitely, as a chartered accountant, I can say that while making the term sheet and evaluating and financial modeling, you know that that is so true, because one side you see a lot of patents getting developed, but on the other side, you know that there's no one who's bringing the patent in action, like prototyping and taking it to forward and then going to the next stage. So thank you, Sanjay, for bringing that perspective, and it's so important. With this, hi everyone, this is Tripti Somani, and yeah, today we are talking about innovation, and I was like, no, I have to push on innovation. So our initiative or social front is Womanovator. If you, the name suggests, we are working on virtual incubation for women. And the whole idea was that there are a lot of women, and of course, I completely, ignoring the aspect that technology just lead to innovation. I'm saying that innovation can be also making a different kind of, halwa, which we never have tasted by a homemaker. So innovation is actually an opportunity gap which you're trying to fill in with something different. Like, everyone, if you remember, and I give this example very, very often, that when we were making those dominoes, remember, if I don't know, maybe you guys are pretty young of this to remember or experience it, but initially when the Domino's pizza used to come, it used to like smash, because the cardboard which it was packed in used to get smashed on the pizza. But then you saw all of a sudden a small table coming in between to stop it. That's innovation. There was an opportunity, and there you go. You don't have to step out of your room to create things. It can be you just solving something, and it should lead to some solution or a problem solution. So I would just say that one, I feel this aspect is important, that you don't push yourself in creating something new. Maybe it's just lying next to you and there's an opportunity, just try to grab it. And don't worry if there are 1,000 more people doing the same thing, because it's not about who's creating first anymore. It's more about who's finishing the journey and continuing the journey. So that is important. Keep continuing the journey. Secondly, I would say, and it is, if you are listening to me, you can write it on a piece of paper. This is a very important aspect of life. We always feel that it is about true or false. That's what comes in a life, right? Ya to jhoot hoga ya sach hoga. But it's all about trust. If you trust somebody, that person may be true or false, but you trust, my dear. And so when you trust somebody, that somebody can make mistake, you have to be there. So when you create a team, when you run an organization, there will be testing time. So it's one is major failures today are happening because the team dispute. Somebody didn't inform, they got more credits. That's why I don't want to work. We have more fight. Isn't that common when you get married to someone, or you have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend? This is common. So it is common in all kind of thing. It's something similar in business. When you partner with someone, you may find very irritating stuff. You may find very great stuff, but over the time, you may have to live with both the stuff. So It is never about true and false. When you trust someone, you stand by that person and you continue your journey. I'll tell you that this particular lesson will help you throughout, because there will be testing time when you are growing. I have experienced myself, and I am sure here a lot of people must have experienced, when you're growing specifically, you will have people talking XYZ about you. But that's fine. That's perfectly okay. And I think that's my second input. And I'm so proud that this space challenge created by Sai and the complete Keshav. I mean, we all have met so many times, and I'm really proud. The continuity matters there, and I'm really proud to be here as a founder for Women Innovator, being there and supporting. And we are so proud to always partner for this particular initiative. And in the end, I would say that Women Innovator, we have believed in one thing, and I feel that's important for you all to know. So Women Innovator is a virtual incubator for women. We have grown in 7 years to small district to international countries. There are thousands of non-profit organizations trying to do that, but there is one thing I've learned is we cannot sustain without replicating ourselves. If you want to build a non-profit specifically, or an initiative, or an industry, or a company, it is important to create your replicas. You cannot be everywhere, everyone. You need a CEO, you need a CTO, you need a CEO, you need a communication guy. But it happens slowly, and it helps, because if you are the one facing everything, I think it's impossible to achieve, and it's okay to share the credit. I can give an example right away before I close my comments. If you Google about Wow Momos, a company which was by Sagar, he shared that, Tripti, when I incorporated my company, I was doing good, but I was maybe earning 10 CR. But with my CFO coming in, and a lot of people told me, why are you giving stakes to him? And I gave, and I didn't listen to others. And today I'm a 100 crore company, and it happened because I had the right people with me. So what is more? And you all can tell me yes or no. What is more, 100% of 10 crore, or 10% or 50% of 100 crores? What is more, dear? What exactly is more? Let's also concentrate with innovation, finance, people relationship is the core, the trust, the finance, the stakes, everything has a structure in place. So we, Women Innovator, we have replicated ourselves in all districts, in all countries. And this is called a concept which is well taught in Bhagavad Gita, which is oneness. I cannot be everywhere, Lord Krishna says. So I created many to be there next to you. So you have a lot of people by your side. Now it's your turn to see the best in them and do the best you can. And you can fail, which is perfectly fine. Thank you so much, Keshav, Sai, and Subhashri, for inviting, and thank you. I hope I finished on
Thank you,
time.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And as you said, even in Arthashastra, it says that one wheel cannot move the entire cart. That's what is said in Arthashastra, and definitely it's because if you have to lead, you need team, and when you need team, you need spirit. And in that order, the aspects that you have shared about life is definitely spiritful and inspiring. And the fact that you even told that why tables come in the pizza, it was an enigma that you broke today, because we were still wondering why do we have tables in the cardboard box. We didn't know. So thank you for that too. And now I would like to request Dr. KNB Murthy, Vice Chancellor of Dayanand Sagar University, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for inviting me. Honorable co-panelists, participants, and also my dear invitees. It's a great occasion. I'm going to bring in the aspect of education here. I think so far we heard the aspects of the startups, the successful journey, and others. Before that, greetings on the occasion of the Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti. Also happens to be the Jayanti of Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. It also appears that the operations of NASA were started on the same day. I think there's all the great things have started on the same day. So is this challenge as well. I'm extremely happy to be here talking about this event. And as the others mentioned very clearly, we don't have to look for problems outside. Probably we need to look for problems within ourselves, within our locality, within our region. Try to solve them. I think that's a great contribution that we can ever make. And also, if you look at the kind of message that was given to us by Mahatma Gandhi, he says, apart from the principles of Satya, Ahimsa, etc., he also mentioned the village-centric development is critical. Again, there's a problem and a challenge that we need to look into. Then meaningful education in the sense the education must give us the kind of wisdom to do the right things. Then frugal living and love is other. Respect for nature is the other message that was given by Mahatma Gandhi. Probably you can look around for the problems around this. I'm extremely happy that the NASA Space Innovation Challenge has given an opportunity for the coders, scientists, designers, storytellers, makers, builders, technologists, others in the cities around the world to come together to solve a, a problem around the things. And this also introduces a kind of opportunity to use the NASA's free and open data. I think this most important thing from the point of students. If I look at that, the present day students need to have the skills of collaboration, critical thinking, communication, and creativity. I'm sure this challenge gives all of them. This mission is to bring all of them together. I'm extremely happy that this challenge has covers a diverse range of topics across space exploration, earth science, while encouraging participants to showcase their artistic, creative, and technical skills. It's a wonderful opportunity to work on open data spanning exoplanets, astromaterials, satellite imagery, and even global climate maps. Challenge fosters the skills required for the 21st century, like multidisciplinary knowledge, holistic development, passion for impactful change through the real world problem solving. We at Dhanansagar Sagar University are extremely thrilled to host the 10th NASA Space Apps Challenge, and we look forward for innovative, creative, and artistic solutions to come through this. I'm also happy to mention that any event or organization or anything is considered to be successful based on its existence. This particular challenge has seen 10 years of existence clearly means it's been a successful challenge or successful event. Second, this also gives an opportunity for sharing the knowledge and experience. For example, we have a problem at our backyard. There may be solutions which have been found elsewhere. Possible through this collaboration, we can use those solutions found elsewhere to solve our problems here. I'm also putting across one or two suggestions to the organizers to look at that if it's not being considered. I think the great event like IPL is a great event because of 2 or 3 important things. One, it has got a format where there must be 4 international players to be part of the team. Similarly, this space challenge can also say, at least in a team, there must be 1 international participant. I think that gives a great opportunity for the collaboration. The entire event stands benefited from the whole thing by design and choice. The other thing that they can be considered is each team needs to have a minimum of 1 scientist, 1 storyteller, 1 from other discipline or domain, so that the multidisciplinary thing is there in the team itself. Possibly by bringing small changes or innovations like this, we can take this particular challenge to the next level. And overall, if you look at the solution that you're going to propose, it must be a simple solution. It must be easy to use. It must be efficient. It must be cost effective. I'm sure you would consider some of these aspects during your journey for next 48 hours to work on finding a solution to a problem. I wish each one of you the best of luck and thank the organizers for giving an opportunity to be with all of you this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Definitely, spiritual well-being is the first consideration for everything. And finding out a complicated solution is the most easiest one. But finding out a solution which is easy is the bigger task and the tougher edge. So thank you for sharing us your insights. I would now request Deepika Joshi, madam, to take over the session.
Sure, thank you. So a very good morning to one and all. It's an honor to be a part of this NASA Space Apps Challenge 2021. On behalf of Ideovator and RNIT Solutions and Services, I firstly would like to congratulate the organizers for setting up this platform and encouraging innovators from India. So when we hear the word NASA Space Apps, most of the Indian students or the innovators who are working in India would not have had any clue, but with the help of the organizers, the ideas are now promoted globally. And I congratulate Sai and co-organizers for this event. And a warm welcome to all the participants, the chief guest, the universities, startups, problem solvers, and all creative minds who have responded to this call for action and will be contributing with creative ideas to develop a novel solutions against the challenges mentioned by NASA. So to just get back to the history of it, NASA International Space Apps Challenge was started in the year 2012, and it serves as an innovation incubation and civic engagement program. So here, most of the challenges this year emphasizes on the current challenges around the world and how we can contribute using NASA's data and technologies like AI and ML, the machine learning, for the sustainable growth of this planet, and the challenges, how we can overcome the environmental challenges as well. Here, I pick up one topic called as drones and satellites for urban development. So this is one of the challenges given in the 2021 agenda of challenges. So here, something called as inclusive urban plans. So many of us, when we see around in our cities, there will be a road construction at one place, and the road construction will be done in a day or two, and immediately after the next week the other person will come and dig off, saying that they are laying the lines for telephones, or it could be a drainage system. So there is no proper integration between different systems. Today one person lays the road, the other person comes and digs it for putting a line or a water line or pipeline or telephone lines, whatsoever it is. There should be an inclusive urban plans, which is actually going to help us for a better living. So here we can take the data from NASA and also integrate with the work out with drones and satellites, which can actually fly over and build a networked and a proper system where one system talks with the other system, so that the planning is done perfectly and it makes us a place with a better living. Then we have something called as identifying risks with science and communities. This is another challenge which has been mentioned in NASA 2021. So here it is like, we have several risks like, natural calamities like floods, and then you have landslides. Leveraging the NASA data, you can actually come up with an app or some kind of a prototype where it gives an information even to a citizen. And also another challenge which I would like to speak upon is leveraging AI and ML for plastic marine debris. So there is a lot of pollution in the water. So we can think of coming up with some solution which actually detects, where the debris is and how we can be contributing. So the solutions to challenges could have been, or we can think in many forms, which is like, games that inform about science, or visualizations or stimulations of space and scientific data. You can think about interactive apps, or you can think about interactive software tools to transmit data for the specific locations. And this transmission of data can even be to the local government or the authorities, where they can use the this particular data. So such kind of ideas where you integrate the NASA data and apply to the real life problem, leveraging technology would give you success. And this is, in short, I would not like to take much time. So I wish everyone a very good luck, and I hope to see more and more innovative ideas which can really solve the real time problems. Thank you.
Planning, organization, and all of these are administrative policies that has to go in hand with the proper chain of communication. Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting those. It's a need of the hour, no matter anywhere that we go, to taking the country forward. And right now, I would like to hand over the session to Sheshu Kandregula, My Goal Street. Sir, it's your turn. Take over, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, one and all. It's really a pleasure to be here in this NASA Space App Challenge inaugural event. I'm very grateful, thankful to all the speakers who have given their insights about Space App Challenge, the history of Space App Challenge, NASA Space App Challenge, and how it benefits the present entrepreneurial graduates and also school children. So I remember way back in my childhood, it has been more than 15 years when I used to work on my projects in my engineering, being a mechanical engineer. So there were many challenges on which we were working. And when I was an engineer way back in 2004, 2005, I didn't have this platform, such platform, to showcase my ideas as an engineering graduate. So I feel very the present engineering students and graduates to be very lucky to have such event. The second thing which I wanted to tell all the participants is, friends, as an engineer or a graduate, what is important for us when we are doing a course or when we are doing our graduation? What is important is we need to make our hands dirty, friends. We need to make our hands dirty. Whatever we learn in book, whatever knowledge we get is just 20% of the actual content which is required. So the remaining 80%, where do we get from? When we apply this 20% knowledge to our aspirations, what we want to do as an engineer or as a graduate in our career, what we want to do, right? So applying this knowledge to the live situations is the great opportunity what NASA Space App Challenge gives us with the beautiful data, okay, live data. So we don't get this live data anywhere else, friends. And this is an extraordinary opportunity what NASA has provided us. So when we are making our hands dirty, okay, when we are applying our knowledge to the real-time challenges, in that process, the data is what is crucial, friends, right? So converting the data into information and applying that information to the challenges and giving solutions to the problems is what is, this cycle is what is completed in NASA Space App Challenge. And how I see this 2021 challenge is post-COVID, that is the most challenging situation where, our generation, in my lifetime, I have experienced the most challenging situation to live also. And 2021 NASA Space App Challenge has this importance, friends, has this, speciality. Like after facing so many ups and downs during COVID, many countries in the world are facing many challenges, not only related to COVID, not only related to health. It can be mental health, it can be employment, it can be poverty. So the economic situation is also challenging. So at this point of time, I consider NASA Space App 2021 Challenge as a starting point for our aspirations. And all the 67 or 80, 100 participants who are there here, okay, we all aspire to do something to the society and also definitely something to ourselves, right? So when we are leading ourselves, guiding our career towards our aspirations rather than ambitions. Ambitions are like, I want to complete my degree, I want to complete my engineering, okay, and I want to get job. Yeah, all that is important. But what is more important is our aspirations. How are we going to achieve that? And that is what Goal Street is working on. We all have our goals, our career goals, our aspirations, making our aspirations in line with our career goals and applying whatever knowledge we gain during our professional courses to our aspirations, to reach our aspirations, is what Goal Street intends to give the guidance. Okay, so the 4 steps which I wanted to mention, which will also help in NASA Space App Challenge, is the 4 steps which we generally suggest students for their careers. The first step is explore, discover your aspiration. Okay, dive deep into your heart and try to answer questions like, what do I want to do? What do I want to become? Okay, that's the first step. Then the second step is acquire what? Knowledge, skills. Once we understand where we are, we try to acquire what we don't have and what is required for our aspirations. And then build a character, build a personality, build a network where you can be connected to the world. And the fourth thing, achieve our aspirations, achieve our goals. So same thing, similar cycle of discover, acquire, build, achieve is we can apply in NASA Space App Challenge 2021 or any other goals which we want to achieve. And that is what Goal Street is about for career goals, for entrepreneurial, job creators and job seekers. Yes, everyone, every person who wants to solve a problem, in my view, is an entrepreneur, right? So I wish all the entrepreneurs here, all the great people, experienced people who have been working on entrepreneurship from past decade, I'm grateful to present before you, talk to you all in this occasion of inaugural of NASA Space App Challenge. I invite all the participants to get connected with Gold Street for guiding your careers and reaching your aspirations. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, persistence, perseverance, and aspiration, and from there to taking the consistency and getting inspired, all these requires one thing in mind, that is goal. Without having an aim in life, we are going nowhere. So neither can we expect of a development to take place without having a proper session of chronological, of planning, organization, the team. We cannot move ahead. So we all are happy to have this opportunity at this NASA Space Apps Challenge 2021, where we can together inbuild all the team spirit and achieve in all the aspects that you have stated of how we go through. And definitely engineering is not just a degree. It's called engineering is something where you're building on solutions. So a solution that here we stand for providing the real life problems and the challenges that are posed. It's definitely posing the critical thinking, as one of our guests has already spoken about. So coming to the end of the session, I would like to hand over this to Sanjay sir, or Saikiran sir. Are you there? Can you take over the session, sir?
Yeah, I would like to thank all the guests who attended the inauguration session and given their valuable time as well as insights. And thank you, Murthy sir. We will definitely make sure, from the next year, at least one scientist will be present in the team. As well as I would like to introduce my team to the guest present over here. So I would like to request all the team to please turn on your videos so I can introduce you guys. So we have Arijit from Think Again Labs, Chaitra, who is taking care of Andhra Pradesh region. She's the lead for Andhra Pradesh region. Chakradhar, who is taking care of Telangana. Deepika, she is my colleague, one of the director in Space App India. Keshav, as you all know, he's a co-founder of Space Apps India. Sheshu, my team, who is a CEO of Gold Street. We have Suradipti ma'am, who is a lead of Bangalore region, as well as Posh, lead in Dayanand Sagar University. So if you guys can turn on your videos, so I can introduce you guys to the honorable guest over here.
Hi, this is Arijit from Think Again Lab.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Deepika, and I'm one of the directors of Space App India company we recently incorporated. Just to give you a brief insight, it's been about 4 years or so since I'm associated with NASA Space App event organizing, and not from being a technical background, having a commerce background, and getting with the Sai and Keshav and Arijit, and getting started with NASA events was a big pleasure. And in any case, it took us some time to finally plan and get started with our own company under the name Space App India now. And we just look forward to host ISRO Space App Challenge very soon, I guess. Thank you.
Chaitra and Chakradhar, can you turn on your video, please? Might be busy. I would like to thank all our partners, Think Again Labs, Gold Street, Rich from Government of Telangana. Yeah, Sheshu, please.
Yeah, I just posted awesome team to work with, because what I felt is, just 1 month back we started planning, and even Sai Kiran and other team members had a challenging, health issues last month. So it's very impressive that they made it all this successful. Yeah, I just wanted to say this. Yeah.
Thank you, Sheshu. And I would like to thank all our partners, Rich and the Government of Telangana, Dhruva Space, Sanjay Garu, and Tripti ma'am, Women Innovator team, and Deepika Joshi ma'am, Ideovator, Dayanand Sagar University, and AIC DSU Vinod sir, and Assam University from Assam Women's University, Mahendra University, and Geetam Bangalore and Geetam Vizag for supporting us. Sanjay Garu, are you online?
Yeah.
Thanks, Sanjay Garu, for joining us and helping us in for mentoring our students and promoting us. Thank you.
Thanks, Sai Karan. It's a pleasure being here on this panel, and I really hope to collaborate with some of the innovators in solving some of our problems, and meeting some of the goals for the global space market.
Thank you, Sanjay Garu, and thank you, Deepika Joshi ma'am, for encouraging us and being an acceleration partner for us.
Yeah, thank you, Sai. I am obliged and I feel honored to be a part of this program.
Yeah. So, guys, the inauguration ceremony has formally ended. So it's time for hackathon. So from 11 a.m. the hackathon begins, and it will run till next day, tomorrow, 12 p.m. So it's going to be 36 hours. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the guests for attending this ceremony. Yeah. Handing over to Subhashri.
Thank you all. So we will declare the hackathon begin at 11. So I think we can end and begin our closure for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you everyone for being present here and sharing your insights.
Thank you.
team.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
So all the participants, so please join at 11 a.m. In next 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can actually continue with the session, friends. So at 11 o'clock, this session will be live, so you can just continue. Take a break and come back to the session. Thank you.
All the best, everyone. All the best for all the teams.